What's up guys, it's Michael here. In this video, we're going to answer the question, are EVs going to be the dominant vehicle in the future? So to break some of it down is, yes, it's going to be the most dominant vehicle in the future is because people are looking for new ways of transportation. So like for example, Japan, most people do not drive because it's too congested. And there's a lot of people moving to the cities, not a lot of land, so a lot of people take trains or walk or bike. In America, now people are getting sick of really polluted cities, air quality, climate change, and especially the most important part of transitioning to EV vehicles, and a lot of people lobby against it. Look at the current geopolitical tension between Ukraine. So that one is specifically the more important one, where the two sides are fighting. And you think about it, you look at financially, when we buy oil and we buy gas, especially oil, is converted to a lot of different type of products used to power our vehicles, build a lot of things. If we start cutting out the sources required to use them, then we can be less reliant on places that are making these products. So yes, electric vehicle can be the most dominant vehicle for driving for daily drivers in the future. Gasoline vehicles are still gonna be there, the older generations, but you gotta keep in mind those gasoline vehicles are now, instead of becoming a reliability, it will become an investment. Keep that in mind, because a lot of people hold value. Like how I mentioned in the previous video, how our products becoming valuable is whatever incentives that people give. For example, let's say commonly made Lamborghini Aventador or Huracan. Now it's not worth a lot because you can buy it, but what happens? People don't make it anymore. If a company doesn't make it, it makes hybrid vehicles, which is coming in the future, or all electric. Then you look at that V10, oh my god, that V10 back in like 2016 or the V12 back in like 2020. Now they don't make it anymore, it becomes very valuable. So keep in mind, gasoline vehicles are still gonna be there. It'll be a collector's item, or more importantly, you call it an investment. Pull in and take care of it a long time, give it a decade or so, it's gonna become very valuable. And just to break it down, why EV should be the most dominant vehicle in the future, because first, better air quality, better environment. Yes, electricity can be made from gasoline, but that means more gasoline, instead of being pumped in vehicles, can be used to make electricity. And number two, it's better for the air quality and environment. So instead of having all the smog being burned, all the gasoline being burned in cities where a lot of people in urban centers live, it can be moved to another place, because you notice how power plants are not built right next to cities. They're built further away from cities. So when they generate electricity, all the pollution doesn't come in close contact with people, which is great. And EVs can mitigate that problem for transportation. And number three, EVs itself, besides low noise and tire noise, it doesn't really make any pollution. It's comfortable, it stores more, gets a lot of things and the job's done from point A to point B. Is it fun? It really depends on the person. For me, I believe it's not fun. Gasoline cars are still way more entertaining to drive than electric vehicles. But it solves a lot of problems. And I think the most important one that EVs change is the geopolitical landscape, meaning that now, since we don't rely as much on gasoline anymore, gasoline prices will fall, gas prices will drop. And meaning other countries who are currently making, that one country that's basically nicknamed the giant gas station wouldn't be happen to cause a giant, outbreak right now, or geopolitical tension into fighting. Because, let's face it, when people go to war, it's mainly they can make all the stuff they want, but it's usually about money. And money itself is the main driving factor for fueling, from what they can do, what they can buy, what they can make. So EVs in the future, yes, it's going to happen. And green energy in the future, yes, that's going to happen too. And based on the current laws and regulations, so you look at the EU and you look at United States, and there's different type of states, but let's look at specifically for California. California has a pretty aggressive timeline. They try to push it by 2040, all electric. And at this point in time, I believe it's doable. As long as solar panels become more powerful and cheaper, which I believe they're about between 30 something cents to $1 per kilowatt, depending what type of panel. And the battery itself, it's about about $1 just to store, $1 per watt. So it's still pretty expensive. So as long as those prices can be halved and it can be a bigger capacity, eventually EV, it's going to be the dominant winner. Imagine you have your own car, don't have to go to a gasoline station anymore. and you leave your car home, drive from go to work, and you come back home, you charge. Then once you charge, you can go on YouTube, and when you're watching this video, you click the subscribe button down below and the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And then you just go home and do it on your day. You don't have to go to a gasoline station, save more land, don't have to kill people. And next thing you know, you can, if you need a charge to go on a long vacation, you have supercharging stations. Next, the most important, it saves you money. Money is the most important thing, because let's face it, without money, you cannot get a lot of things done. And which is interesting also is maintenance costs will be a lot cheaper than compared to a gasoline car. There's less moving parts, less things to maintain. And another thing that a lot of people don't think of, and I believe is the most important one, is the destruction of dealerships. So when you're buying a car, it's the evolution of buying cars. Instead of going through a middleman to get a vehicle, just get directly online. So you don't have to pay a fee for a dealership for them to upcharge you a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need. That's one thing I think is the most important, is customer experience in buying vehicles. So electrical vehicles are going to be a future. Yes, it's going to be, and right now it's already showing a lot more cars are becoming more electric. And also you look at tools, especially tools for home improvement. Yeah, COVID's still going on. Kind recently going through the incubation process. But back on topic is you look at, besides tools, power tools, your drills, you can think about it, they're now using brushless motors. You look at your wrenches, you look at all type of tools now, they're becoming either corded or battery, cordless. And now most of them are not using gasoline, even lawnmowers are now converting to battery tech. And it's getting to the point, you think about it, like your lawnmower, you have to put gas, fill up gasoline to power your lawnmower, to power like your weed whacker. Now cars are coming out like the Ford F-150 Lightning, where you can have batteries, you can just charge it onto your car. Your car can be your fueling station to power your tools. Even it's corded too. It's getting to that point that now you don't have to rely on these type of sources. And also recycling itself is coming in to help and play, where more and more technology, when it gets developed, all these sources to build these type of vehicles are now going to become cheaper. It'll be easier to use and recycle, so when it gets old, instead of throwing a wasteland, just melt it down, recycle, and build a new one again. And also comes for green energy. Green energy has come a long way, and I believe within 2040, I'll say about 2040, all of cars in California are going to be green vehicles. Especially for air quality there is really great. And also sports cars. Let's put sports cars itself pollute less than green vehicles. And why you say that? Because sports cars are driven way less. They're driven for weekends only, because they're hindered back by insurance companies and maintenance and the cost. So I believe sports cars should always be dominant, just for having fun for weekend drives or racetracks. And electric vehicles are perfect for daily vehicles, for putting people from point A to point B, like you and me. That's all I got for this video. Hope you guys like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll cover the topic, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.